Hi, my dear students. Good morning to all. Welcome back to Maths online class. We are discussing with the chapter ratio and proportion. And from that, we discussed the concept of ratio in the previous class. So let's follow up with the concept of ratio, continue with the problems of ratio from the exercise 12.1. So today's class, we are continuing with the rest of the questions from the exercise 12.1. Let's see which all questions.
So we can solve some problems from exercise 12.1 ratio and proportion. So let's move to the first question. In a year, Seema earns rupees 1,50,000 and saves rupees 50,000. Find the ratio of money that Seema earns to the money that she saves to the money she spends. So what is given here? The money Seema earns and money she saves are given. How much she earns? 1,50,000 she earns, and out of this 1,50,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees she saves. Now, two questions we have to find here. Money that Seema earns to the money she saves. So, ratio of money earns and money saves. That is one question. Then, money that she saves to the money she spends. Here, money spent is not given, but instead the total money, that whatever money she is earning and saving is given. So, 50,000 rupees she saved means the rest of the money she spent. So what that is the money she spent. So in that way we can find out the money she spent and we can find out the ratio. So money earned by Seema is given as 1,50,000. Then money saved by her is 50,000. So the first question is ratio of money earned to money saved. So money spent by her will be what? Rupees 1,50,000 minus 50,000. She's total earning 1,50,000 rupees, and from which 50,000 rupees she saved. So the rest she is spending. So 1,00,000 rupees she spent. Now the first question, earned, the money she earned to money she saved, that ratio will be what is money she earned 1,50,000 and what money she saved 50,000. So you got the ratio 1,50,000 by 50,000. Now cancelling out the common zeros, here 4 zeros are there, here also 4 zeros, so cancelling out 4 you will get 15 by 5. Now both by 15 by 5, 5 is the common factor, so dividing throughout by 15 by 5 we are getting 3 by 1, that is 3 is to 1. So 3 is to 1 is the ratio of money earned and money saved. Next question is money earned or money saved to money spent. So what is the money saved? Money saved is 50,000 and the money spent is 1,00,000. So the ratio by money saved by money spent is 50,000 by 1,00,000. That is cancelling down the common zeros. You will get 5 by 10, that is equal to 1 by 2, that is 1 is to 2. So here two questions was there. You have to first find the ratio of money spent to money saved to money spent and money earned to money saved. So first, in the first part it is already given in the question, direct application. Second one, from the given fact we found out what is the money spent by her. Second question, cost of a dozen pen is rupees 180 and cost of 8 ball pens is rupees 56. Find the ratio of cost of a pen to the cost of a ball pen. So what is given here? Cost of a dozen pens and cost of 8 pens are given here. The question is we have to find out the ratio of cost of 1 pen to cost of 1 ball pen. So first we are finding out here cost of 12 dozen pens means what? 12 pens. The cost, from this cost of 12 pens we are finding out the cost of 1 pen. Similarly, from the cost of 8 ball pens we are finding out the cost of 1 ball pen. So let's find out that. Cost of 1 dozen, that is 12 pennies, 180 rupees. Therefore 1 pen, cost of 1 pen is rupees 180 by 12, which gives you rupees 15. So the cost of 1 pen is rupees 15. Now another set of pen is there, that is ball pens. Cost of 8 ball pens is rupees 56. So cost of 1 ball pen will be 56 divided by 8, that is 7. So we got the cost of 1 pen and 1 ball pen. 1 pen cost is rupees 15 and the cost of ball pen is rupees 70. Now we can find out the ratio. What is the ratio? We have to find cost of a pen to cost of ball pen. So the ratio is 15 by 7. Since there is 15 and 7, there is no common factors. We can write the ratio as 15:7. Here why we found the cost of 1 pen and 1 ball pen? Because they have asked the ratio of 1 ball pen and 1 pen. Next question. Out of 1800 students in a school, 750 opted basketball, 800 opted cricket and remaining opted table tennis. If a student can opt only one game, find the ratio of number of students who opted basketball to number of students who opted the table tennis. That is first one. The number of students who opted cricket to number of students opting basketball. The number of students who opted basketball to the total number of students. So what is given? What is the total number of students? 1800 students are there in the school. 750 opted basketball. 800 opted cricket. Then the remaining opted table tennis. Means how will you find the number of students who opted table tennis? From the total we are subtracting the sum of students those who opted basketball and cricket. So we can find out that and we can find out the ratio. So first by writing what the given facts. Number of students 1800. Number of students opting basketball 750. Number of students who opted cricket 800. Therefore remaining students who opted table tennis will be 1800 minus 750 plus 80. Here this is 1800 is a total students, 750 who opted basketball and 800 cricket. So adding that will give you 250. So 250 students have opted what? Table tennis. So we got all the number of students who opted different games. Now we can move on to the question. The first question is ratio of number of students who opted basketball to the number of students who opted table tennis. So basketball 750 students opted and table tennis how much? 250 students. So we can find out the ratio. So the ratio will be what? 750 by 250. So cancelling out 0 here, or directly you can find out the HCF of 750 and 250. You can see that 250 will be the HCF. You know how you are converting a fraction into simplest form. You will find the numerators and denominators HCF, from that which you can cancel down. So 750 and 250, since they are large numbers and 0 is common, for either you can cancel down the 0 then find out, or finding directly the HCF of 750 and 250 you will get 250 is the HCF. Now from cancelling out what you will get? 3 by 1, that is 3:1 is the ratio of number of students who opted basketball to the table tennis. Now second question. Ratio of students who opted basketball to the total number of students. Second, one more question was there. What is it? Number of students who opted cricket to the number of students who opting basketball. Cricket, how many students opted? 800 students opted. And basketball, how many students? 750 rupees. 750 students. So in this way you can find out that question, isn't it? What will be the ratio? 800 by 750. Now cancelling down you can find out the ratio. Now see question, ratio of number of students who opted basketball to the total number of students. So basketball, how many students? 250 students. Just recently now we found out, and total number of students is how much? 1800. That is given in the question. So finding out the ratio, 750 by 1800, what you are getting? Finding out the HCF of 750 and 1800. That method you can follow, or cancelling out the common zeros. Any method, that is up to you. The common HCF is 150. Cancelling down you are getting 5 by 12. So what is the ratio? 5:12 is the ratio. So next question. Consider the statement, ratio of breadth and length of hull is 2:5. Complete the following table that shows some possible breadth and length of the hull. That means the breadth and length of a hull is given as a ratio 2:5 and some length are given here 2/5. Here the breadth is not given but length is given as 50. Here breadth is given, length is not given. We have to find out what is missing. When you see this, you can connect this fact with the equivalent fraction what you have studied, isn't it? The same concept we are here using here by using equivalent fraction. First take 2/5 is equal to, first we can solve this one, then taking the second one we can solve each one separately. So given that breadth and length, the ratio is what? 2:5, that is given. 2:5 means you know it is 2/5. And also some more length is also given, 2/5, 10/25. Here breadth is not given, here length is not given. So here both are given, so no need of finding out. Here take this case, that is 2/5 is equal to dash by 50. So we know this, they are equivalent fraction because they are expressed in the ratio 2:5 itself. So they are in equivalent fraction. So 2/5 and here 50 is given. So 5 into what is 50? Here if it is an equivalent fraction, you know the numerator and the denominator will be multiplied by the same number. So 5 into 10 is 50, that you know. So the same number should be multiplied in the numerator. So what? 2 into 10, 20. Now second one, 2/5 is equal to 40 by dash. Similar way considering 2 into 20 is 40. So 5 into 20, 100. That means applying the concept of equivalent fraction for finding out here. Since the ratio remains same in all cases, that is 2:5 itself the ratio. So that should be the ratio throughout. So you can multiply with the same number. In that way you can find out the answer. Next question. Divide 20 pence between Sheila and Sangeeta in the ratio of 3:2. This is in another type of question. That means here they having 20 pence and they want to divide between two peoples, that is Sheila and Sangeeta, and the dividing ratio is also given, that is 3:2. This 3:2 means Sheila and Sangeeta is given, isn't it? So out of this 3:2, Sheila should get 3 parts and Sangeeta should get 2 parts. That is the meaning of this 3:2. They have given the ratio, means in that ratio itself we have to divide. What is the ratio? 3:2 is the ratio. So that 3 corresponds to Sheila and 2 corresponds to Sangeeta. Now this 3:2, I said these are the parts they are receiving. So first find out the total number of parts. That is 3 parts for Sheila and 2 parts Sangeeta. So total how many parts? 3 plus 2, 5 parts are there, isn't it? So that 20 pence we are going to divide into how many parts? 5 parts. Out of these 5 parts, 3 parts should be given to Sheila and 2 parts should be given to Sangeeta. So once again we are dividing in the ratio 3:2, which means 3 part is for Sheila and 2 part is for Sangeeta. So the total part will be what? You know, if there is a part, there will be a whole, isn't it? So 3 and 2 are the parts. So what will be the whole? Doing 3 plus 2 you will get 5. 5 is the whole. That means out of this 5, 3 part is for Sheila and 2 part is for Sangeeta. Now what are the total number of pence? There are 20 pence, isn't it? So out of this 20 pence, 3/5 part will be for Sheila and 2/5 part will be for Sangeeta. That is the total is given, total pen is given as 20. That 20 pence we want to divide between them. How we are dividing? We are dividing in the ratio 3:2. That means 3 parts should be given to Sheila and 2 parts should be given to Sangeeta. Now what is the total parts there? 5. So what will be the number of pence for each one? So Sheila will be getting 3/5 of the total pence. What is the total pen? 20. So 3/5 into 20. So now solving. Here 5 and 20, or otherwise 3 into 20 means 60. 60 by 5 is 12. So Sheila will be getting 12 pence. Now Sangeeta's share is 2/5 into 20. So 2 into 20 is 40. 40 by 5, 8 pence. So here the calculation is not tough to you, but that concept, dividing in the ratio, that should be very clear to you. That means 3:2 is the ratio. So 3 parts should be given to Sheila and 2 parts should be given to Sangeeta. And you have to consider the whole. What is the whole there? Adding up the given ratio, 3:2, 3 plus 2, 5. Similar one more type question I will show you. Mother wants to divide rupees 36 between her daughters Shreya and Bhumika in the ratio of their ages. If age of Shreya is 15 years and age of Bhumika is 12 years, find how much Shreya and Bhumika will get. That is, mother is having rupees 36 with her and she want to divide it between her two daughters Shreya and Bhumika. Now, in what basis she is dividing? According to their age. What is the age of Shreya? Shreya's age is 15 years and Bhumika's age is 12 years. So, instead of giving here the ratio directly, the mother is dividing in the ratio of their age. That means 15:12. So, the ratio is given here. Total amount, total money is also given. Here we have to divide. So, the amount money she have to divide is 36 and the ratio is 15:12. So, first we are finding the, that means 15 parts should be given to Shreya and 12 parts should be given to Bhumika. Out of how many parts? 15 plus 12, that is 27. So, the total part is 27. Now, out of this 27, 15 part is for Shreya and 12 part is for Bhumika. Now, what is the money with mother? 36. So, 15 by 27 into 36, that is the share of Shreya, and share of Bhumika will be what? 12 by 27 into 36, that is rupees 16. Here what we did here? First we found what is the ratio. Ratio is given as their age. So the age of one is 15 and others is 12. So the given ratio will be what? 15:12. So first adding up the given ratios. 15 plus 12, 27. So that is the total part. So the first one share will be 15 by 27 and second one share will be 12 by 27. What is the total amount of rupees? Rupees 36. So when you are getting such type of questions, do it in this way. Here their age is given as 15 and 12. If you are cancelling and making it into symbol and doing, that is also correct. I will show you how it is. That is, Shreya's age is given as 15, Bhumika's age is 12. So what is the ratio of their age? 15:12. Here in 15 and 12, 3 is common. So cancelling down, I will get 5:4. So 5:4 is the ratio. So in this ratio, mother is going to divide. So what is the total amount? 36. So dividing sum what? 5 plus 4. 5:4 is the ratio. Adding 5 plus 4, 9. Now what is the part of Shreya? 5 by 9 into 36. Now what will be the part of Bhumika? 4 by 9 into 36. Same, you are getting 20 by 20 and rupees 16. So Shreya will get 20, Bhumika will get 16. The same. Here they didn't cancel it, they do it directly. Here we make it into simplest format, we did. That's only the difference. So these are the problems for ratios. Now some more problems are there in your textbook. Please work it out.
So, concluding today's class, we were discussing the concept ratio and we solved the problems regarding the concept of ratio from the exercise 12.1. So, I hope the concept of ratio is very clear to you. Copy down the notes given and attend the test paper. We can move on to the next concept of this chapter in the next video. Thank you.